Basically, I started to have heartburn and acid indigestion and really had no idea where it was coming from. One nurse told me that heartburn and indigestion can be a side effect of COVID. I had another one tell me it was the food I was eating. Someone else was just like, oh, it's your lifestyle habit. 6 months later, when I had my physical, she was like, that's not normal. After doing, how many cycles of the 14-day treatment, you shouldn't be going through this again. And that's when they found the tumor. It must have, at that point, been pretty large to be able to find it on the scan. By the time I had that first scan done to when I was starting chemo, it was probably just about a month. So I got an endoscopy pretty much right away. He officially called me on my birthday, on my 44th birthday, and was like, hey, so yeah, you have stomach cancer. And I was told at that point that chemo was only buying me time and I would never be a candidate for surgery. And as soon as I was told I was not going to be able to do something, I didn't even understand what surgery was, but that was now my goal, to have surgery. Now, silver lining, I'm very glad it happened to me, because had not, I never would have found Dr. Klempner. I would have stayed where I was. I got into Mass General under Dr. Klempner, and he was able to get me in on a trial targeted therapy drug along with standard of care. With the samples that they got from my biopsies, he was able to test that for the Claudin protein. I was on the oxali. I would go home with the 5-FU pump, and then I was on the immunotherapy, and then the trial drug is the Claudin targeted trial therapy. After having a couple of really good scans showing that the tumor in my stomach was shrinking, he went back in laparoscopically, or my surgeon did, and found no sign of disease in my peritoneum. And I became a candidate to get my stomach removed and had that done on November 1st of 2024. He was like, I think it's got to go. And I said, all right, it's out of here. And I didn't really give it a second thought after that. Unfortunately for my kids, there's a lot of other people in our network that have been through cancer and have been through this that have not had the positive results that I had. And I think they've had seen that. So I really wanted to try to bring them along on this journey as best as I could, because I wanted them to know I was going to be okay. I would say to my kids, do you want to talk about it? Does this make you worry about me? And they would look at me like I was crazy. They would say, what are you talking about? You're going to be fine. We don't need to talk about it. And them having so much belief in me and what I can do gave me a stronger belief in myself. I started off it was all liquids. Then I got moved over to kind of puddings and things like that, which I hate. When I eventually got discharged and came home, it was a ton of soups and everything was going in the blender. Once your stomach is removed, and food is just boring. There's nothing that's really appetizing. It's not exciting anymore. Someone asks, what do you want to eat tonight? And you're like, I don't care. I really don't want anything. The feeding tube, honestly, for me personally, was a little bit traumatic. So I had to force myself to figure it out. I would hook it up at night and I would do it when I was sleeping. So I ate as normal as I could during the day, and then I would supplement at night as much as I could. So I was doing it great on the other side of surgery. All of a sudden, I started to get these really bad pains, and I didn't know what they were. And I was keeled over. The small intestines had wrapped around some scar tissue. So I had emergency surgery the following day. I genuinely believe it was another blessing in disguise, because my surgeon found a single cell on my small intestines, and he removed it. And then I got put back on another 6 rounds of chemo. And then after the 6 rounds, I still get that immunotherapy cocktail every other week. I'm doing well on it, so I'm just taking Dr. Klempner's lead, and he'll tell me what to do next. Be your biggest advocate. And if you don't like one thing that you're hearing, there is nothing wrong with going out and getting a second, third, fourth opinion. That there's many different doctors, there's many different options that are out there. Don't take the first answer as it has to be that way, because it doesn't. One of the things that I had the hardest time was giving myself grace and saying it is okay that you can't do what you normally do. And I had a very hard time with doing that. All right, you are going to waste the whole day today on the couch, and that is completely okay. I am hopeful for, fighting for early detection, because I feel like most of the people that I talk to, they either find it completely by accident, or it is, misdiagnosed, or they don't even know there's a problem. And that's when it becomes stage 4. And most of the people that I meet, unfortunately, are stage 4. And I hope that there's more and more people that are finding the right drugs and the right trials and the right cocktails for themselves, so they can have the positive results. And if surgery becomes an option for them, great. My goal is to also help as many people as I can go through this. You can start and have a really bad diagnosis and fight your way through it and get treatment and come out stronger on the other side.